What is going on, my YouTube fan, man? It's your boy YUNGFAB, tapping back in with another vid. You know what I'm saying? And today, man, we're about to be reacting to the GOAT case for Larry Bird. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big LeBron fan if y'all been watching the channel for some time now. And, you know, I've admitted that Jordan's the GOAT. I still kind of have my swings as to, you know, maybe certain little things and details, right? But we'll talk all about that in today's video with now Larry Bird. Larry Bird's one of the greatest. He was considered the GOAT before Michael Jordan. A lot of people still consider him the GOAT over Michael Jordan. This is a great video where we can talk about all that in the comment section, man. But if y'all new to the channel, y'all like classic NBA content, this is the place for you. So hit that bell so y'all don't miss any of the videos. Let's get right into it.
Pads or helmets give fans the most intimate experience of a team sport that exists. And because of the different styles that basketball allows for, players develop their own distinct identities and signature styles through their creativity, flair, and athleticism.
Okay. Oh, dang!
And although no player succeeds alone, the scoring volume and two-way nature of the sport give individual stars a nearly unprecedented amount of control over the flow and outcome of a game. For this reason, players are constantly compared to their peers and to the legends of the past in order to answer the most hotly contested question in the sport: who's the greatest to ever do it? For many, the question is redundant. They believe in only one right answer: their answer. Others might have their own personal stance, but acknowledge.
I don't want to say there is necessarily one right answer, because it always does kind of change as the game goes on. Like, there is going to be a player better than LeBron James at some point. You know what I'm saying? Because kind of what I said earlier, like, Bill Russell was the GOAT at one point. Or was it like Wilt Chamberlain, you feel me, in the 60s? And then it was like Magic and Larry Bird considered the GOATs, and Michael Jordan, and then Kobe, and then LeBron. Like, all these people are considered the greatest of all time at the game in their eras. You feel me? So
one or two alternatives, but I believe that there's much more nuance to the question of greatness and more answers to it than you might think.
Okay.
By my count, there are 8 players in NBA history that have a substantial claim as the GOAT. It's a subjective thing, though. I can't give you a definitive answer. All I can do is make the argument. So today, I'll be making the case for Larry Bird as the greatest basketball player of all time.
Hey man, let's get into it.
When it comes to basketball, Larry Bird is the smartest, clutchest player to ever play the game.
Smartest
now,
and clutchest.
If you don't think that Larry Bird is...
Okay, we're starting it off strong with smartest and clutchest. I don't know about that. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, again, I don't know that much about Larry Bird, so we'll see as the vid goes on. But from what I know so far, like, he's pretty clutch and pretty smart. But compared to, I don't know.
The greatest basketball player of all time, you probably hate that I just said that. Those are the kind of talking head sport cliches that surely impact the game, but are impossible to empirically measure. Normally, I'd agree with you, but I think that when you talk about Larry Bird, you see those intangibles become real, palpable results. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't believe it. When Larry Bird was drafted by the Boston Celtics in 1978, the NBA needed saving. Attendance was in the toilet, the league had few marketable stars, cocaine addiction had several players in its grasp, and most damning of all, playoff games were being tape delayed.
NBA players was getting jiggy with it. Okay.
Games at the highest,
I mean, I heard a crack in the 80s, but
level of basketball were being put in the back seat for black and white movies and network reruns. But rather than join the Celtics after being taken 3rd overall, Larry Bird decided to return for his final year at Indiana State, a decision that would prove to be one of the most important in the history of the sport. Bird's final year saw the Sycamores tear through college basketball, going 33-0 before the national championship game. Bird, already claimed by the NBA's most historic and prestigious franchise, had established himself as the generational talent who would inherit the mantle of pro basketball. Indiana State's opponent in the national championship was Michigan State, captained by the immortal Earvin "Magic" Johnson. The Sycamores lost the championship to the more talented Spartans in the highest-rated game in the history of basketball at any level, still to this
64-75
day.
Still to this day?
The stage had been set. The next decade of basketball would be defined by the rivalry between the white hick from French Lick and his Boston Celtics, and the Black Magic and his Showtime Lakers.
Okay.
The rivalry between Bird and Johnson is entwined into the fabric of the NBA and is worthy of 100 documentaries. In this video, though, we're going to be looking at Bird's claim of supremacy. Here's Bird's basketball resume. His 3 championships come with perhaps the highest collective degree of difficulty of any player's championships. His 3 MVPs came consecutively.
3 championships, 3 regular season MVP, 2 finals MVP, 12 all-star selections, 10. And how many points did he get in how many years? I think he got injured. He got injured and had to retire,
making him only the 3rd player to accomplish the feat, along with Bill Russell and Wilt
14?
Chamberlain. His 2 finals MVPs are misleading. He was absolutely the best player on the '81 Celtics, but he was only a sophomore, and his 15 points per game in the finals gave the media an excuse to exact a little vengeance on a legendarily difficult interview. His All-Star and first-team selections also come with the caveat that Bird only played for 13 seasons and missed all but 6 games of the '89 season following surgeries on both feet. I can hear you already. A 13-year career, and this guy is supposed to be the GOAT? What color of paint are you huffing, Clayton?
Yeah, I don't, that's too short of a career. I'm gonna be honest. 13 years is from 20 to 33. Like, I mean, it's a decent career, but like, to be considered one of the greatest, like, there's not enough you've accomplished in only 13 years, I feel like.
Green, obviously. But hear me out. Yeah, Bird's career lasted about 2/3 as long as it should have. But what he did in that time was so impressive and so substantial that every basketball fan acknowledges that he's in the conversation as the greatest ever. Doesn't it matter that those 13 years saved professional basketball, delivered a disproportionate amount of memorable moments, defined the golden age of the league, and produced a career by which all other forwards before or since are measured? Bird squeezed every drop of talent out in those 13 years and made it seem more like 30. He didn't just leave his fingerprints on the game. He left so much of his DNA in the sport that it needed a cigarette afterwards. There's something to be said about the candle that lasts half as long but burns twice as bright.
I heard that, bro. Like, back in the 80s, bro, like, the NBA players, like, when they get their halftime break, they might go outside and, like, have a cigarette or something. Or, like, they'll have a beer. That like, doesn't happen in the NBA today. At least I don't think. I don't know, you feel me? But, like, this was, like, so much more normal back then, you feel me? To just spark a quick cigarette, just, like, in between as an NBA player, you're coming back on the court with that smell of your coworker. You'd never be asked to have something like that in the NBA today. So, I mean, that just tells you how different these times were, bro.
Those three,
I could tell how nostalgic the 80s era can be for some people. So if the 80s era was y'all's era, you know what I'm saying? Hit that like button down below so I know how many of y'all watched today's video, and comment down below, you know what I'm saying?
MVP years stack up with any other run by any other player. I will put an A+ Larry Bird season up against anyone's.
We gotta give that to Larry Bird.
What does an A+ Larry Bird season look like? A full box score, a blowout win, a nearly undefeated record at home, and a play style that could only be described one way: white. Larry Bird isn't just a white basketball player, he's the white basketball player. To describe Larry Bird's game is to thumb through the Hoops dictionary and pick out every cliche about white players. Unathletic, great shooter, good fundamentals, the whole thing. The archetype of a white basketball player is Larry Bird, with one exception. He had an unparalleled understanding of the game of basketball, both as a physical contest and as a mental competition. His basketball IQ infected everything he did and catapulted his career into legend. Bird was a complete player. Jerry West called him nearly as perfect as you can get. He was the league's first great marksman. He could contort his body to shoot from anywhere on the court, regardless of the level of defense. He pioneered the art of the dagger 3 and was the founding member of the 50-40-90 club. At 6'9", Bird's understanding of angles and coordination led to a higher rebounding average than Patrick Ewing, and it made him an impressively
higher rebounding average than Patrick Ewing.
Finisher in his younger years. In '86, Bird dropped 47 points on the Blazers, playing the majority of the game left-handed. His lack of quick lateral move.
Why did he play the game left-handed?
meant that Bird didn't do much when it came to slapping the floor and picking up the opposing point guard, but his size and omniscience gave him the ability to body similarly sized players, read defenses like a free safety, and pick off passing lanes with ease. His passing was transcendent, and I'll highlight it later. And of course you need to know
he caught that and just right back to him.
That Larry Bird was a tough MFer. He had a superhuman motor, and Dofer was a tough MFer.
Yeah, he's got blood on his jersey.
He had a superhuman motor.
Yo, he had just blood on his jersey casually.
And dove for loose balls like a beagle at the park. He was a
and I mean, I guess what are you gonna do, right?
willing participant in his share of fights, often precipitated by his league-renowned trash talk.
LeBron told Robert Reedy the other day that he should have stayed in preaching. That was funny. He had 50 points.
I was guarding in my rookie year. He looked at me and he goes, "You can't stop me." And I looked at him and I said, "Gosh, boy, you're so confident."
Clyde
He proceeded
Drexler
to score like 10 straight points on me. The coach took me out the game. He walks by and he's laughing at me.
He was a basketball genius. He'd be a step ahead, a thought ahead.
Dr.
Play the
J.
game like a chess game.
I'd much rather guard Michael Jordan than Larry Bird because you have to
I'd much rather guard Michael Jordan than Larry Bird because what?
play the game as a thinker when you're playing him. You have to get inside his mind.
If you put all of us in a room,
He plays the game as a thinker. My bad. That was looking kind of a bad spot.
I'd much rather guard Michael Jordan than Larry Bird because you have to play the game as a thinker when you're playing him. You have to get inside his mind.
if you put all
He prefers to play against Michael Jordan than Larry Bird. That's our first kind of GOAT take answer there. He probably thinks that Larry Bird's, I mean, I don't know, Larry Bird maybe he's just that different than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, you know, he gonna dunk on you, he gonna cross you, you feel me? And it's just kind of gonna have to happen. You know what I'm saying? But Michael Jordan can be predictable. You feel me? Larry Bird, for him to have said that statement, that there's a lot of power in that statement, I feel like, Chad. Am I wrong?
all of us in a room, you know, Magic, Jordan, myself, and Bird. Bird probably be the guy who walks out of the room at the end of the day.
Did you notice something during those testimonies? Those are some of the best basketball players of all time, and they all sing Bird's praises like they were former assassins who had to go toe-to-toe with John Wick, and they're just happy to be alive. Bird excelled during one of the most talent-rich periods in league history. The abridged list of his basketball rivals goes like this: Dr. J and Moses Malone on the Philadelphia 76ers, Sidney Moncrief on the Milwaukee Bucks, Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer and the Bad Boy Pistons, Dominique Wilkins on the Atlanta Hawks,
Okay.
Bernard King on the New York Knicks, Michael Jordan on the Chicago Bulls, Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson on the Houston Rockets, and of course, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the Los Angeles Lakers. All right, there's no point avoiding it any longer. We have to look at Magic versus Larry. If you have Magic over Larry, it's because he has 5 rings to Larry's 3, had a peak that lasted about 2 or 3
5 rings to Larry's 3.
years longer than Larry's, and had a 2-1 record against Bird's Celtics in the finals. Perfectly legitimate, completely respectable arguments. But in the interest of
Okay. I guess I didn't really know. I didn't think Magic Johnson was much better than honestly any of these players. Like, is Magic Johnson really that good? I've seen some Magic Johnson highlights recently. You know what I'm saying? I'll click that. I'll tab that video for up here for y'all. But Magic Johnson, is Magic Johnson even better than like Chris Paul, bro? Like, are we serious? Magic Johnson?
of making Bird's case, allow me to retort. For nearly the entire decade of the 1980s, the Eastern Conference was irrefutably the more competitive conference between the two. Considering the competition, for Bird to have made 5 finals appearances is just as impressive as Magic's 9. As for the head-to-head record responsible for Magic's 2 extra titles, he had more help. Seriously, the Celtics' Big Three and the Lakers' Big Three get compared all the time historically as if they were of equal caliber, but weren't Magic's accomplices just a step above Bird's? No disrespect at all to Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, but Kareem was the alpha dog on the 71 Bucks and was the best player for at least 2 of the Lakers' 5 titles. James Worthy was the #1 pick out of UNC after winning a championship as the best player on a team that had Michael Jordan on it. Throw in the fact that Magic got to be coached by Pat Riley, one of the most brilliant minds in basketball history, and you could say that the Magic-Bird argument comes down to one thing: luck. So if their careers come down to luck, the question just becomes who you would rather take. Now, I'm not making this video to tell you why you shouldn't take Magic. I'm making this video to tell you why you should take Bird. Not just over Magic, but over everybody. One thing that helps him is the fact that his play would translate perfectly into the league today. A 6'9" sharpshooting forward with eyes in the back of his head who averaged double-digit rebounds in an era against Moses and Lambeer.
Fam, I feel like Larry Bird is one of those few players that actually could maybe get by in the modern day era. You know what I'm saying? Like Larry Bird, like he gonna have to move a little bit quicker with his dribble stops. He's gonna get ripped all the time. You feel me? That's his biggest flaw, his dribbles for real. But like them passes, like if this dude plays with OKC and SGA, they'd have a 4-peat of championships. You feel me? Like Larry Bird is really, really good and would be solid in this era. I definitely like that argument.
He'd gobble up boards as a power forward. He'd be an offensive
and there's really not many players from even the 90s that I think could for real play in the modern era. So Larry Bird being up there, man, a lot of respect to you, Larry Bird.
Match against everybody as a small ball center, and his off-ball skills and passing would pair perfectly with the flow of today's game.
You feel me?
Add in his competitive mania and 3 generations worth of
Larry Bird was lucky that Kevin Durant before Kevin Durant, you feel me? Like if Larry Bird had a little bit better of the dribble handles, I mean, it's really just a difference of eras and like advancement of the game, right? At the end of the day, but if like Larry Bird could for real, like I mean, he got a good post game. I'm seeing he got a good post game. I'm saying like if you could like Euro step in between, you know what I'm saying? People like this guy would be a threat.
Technical advancements, and we're talking about a player who could have stuck around so long they would have had to rename the league. As you've been watching these clips of Bird, I would hope that you would notice something. He always knows where everybody is. Watching Bird play basketball is like watching those monsters from A Quiet Place that know where you are if you make any noise at all. Bird had a level of clairvoyance that bordered on the unnatural. In '85, he ended up 1 steal away from a quadruple-double after playing just the first 3 quarters. His passing was famously infectious and helped transform the Celtics of the 80s into an ideal that basketball teams at all levels are still shown tape of. They moved the ball with precision and intent, always looking for better shots and determined to get the entire team involved in the effort. That fact is almost entirely attributable to Bird and his wizardry with the ball. This acumen also helped Bird become the only player with a GOAT claim to transition successfully into other basketball roles after his playing career. In his 3 years as the head coach of the Pacers, Bird won a Coach of the Year award, coached the Pacers to their first and only finals appearance, and gave Michael Jordan as much trouble as he'd ever gotten in his career in the '98
Game 7 for a playoff game.
Eastern Conference Finals. After moving into a front office role for Indiana, he won Executive of the Year in 2012, becoming the only person to
He was just helping Indiana out because he was like from there, no?
have an MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year award. On the court or off of it, inside and out, Larry Bird sees basketball as only he can. That intelligence also lent itself to Bird's defining skill, making the big plays. Remember, NBA players get paid to win games. James Harden is getting paid nearly $40 million this year because he's supposed to help the Rockets win games. Victory can be achieved in a lot of ways, and the win column doesn't care how it happens. As Mark Sinclair once said,
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
But when your team is down 1 in a crucial playoff game with 8 seconds left, and you need to hit a shot to stay in the series and keep your season alive, that's where players really separate themselves and earn their money. Love it or hate it, it's the players that come through in the big moments that live forever in our memories. Some players, for whatever reason, were never able to do it consistently. Some players were truly outstanding at it. Larry Bird was the best at it.
Larry Bird was the best at it. That's a statement and a half. Did it again.
I'm not going to give you the stats about his field goal shooting under 2 minutes with a score that's this close, or tell you who has the most buzzer beaters, or any of that.
Take that for data.
I'm just going to show you clutch moments in clutch situations. 1985 against the Blazers. Bird drops 48 points, including this.
Okay,
down
pay
1
attention,
with
everyone.
2 seconds left.
Inbound pass, the double team and Bird. Larry, fake, fall away. Hits it!
What the? Yo.
1985
Larry
against
Bird.
the Hawks. Bird sets the Celtics scoring record with 60 points with shots like these.
They open the right side. Bird the follow away. He drills it again. That's the best shooting I've ever seen.
Okay.
1986 against the Rockets.
Ooh,
Not all of Bird's clutch moments were
put up.
singular. The bigger the moment, the bigger his performance. In Game 6 of the 1986
What?
NBA Finals,
Stood,
Bird
spun, and put it up.
clinches the championship with a triple-double in what he calls the best game he ever played.
Triple-double. He run out to 3. Bro, that's like a modern day tactic. Being inside and running back out is not ever seen before the year like 2000 in the NBA, I feel like, bro. Running back out to 3 after you're passing it out to someone, sure. If you're someone in the paint, you're not likely going to run it out yourself. You feel me? To get that 3. Larry Bird was doing this, though. I'm telling you, bro. Larry Bird is low-key ahead of his game.
1987
Okay.
against the Washington Bullets.
I didn't
Bird hits
expect
one
this.
shot to tie it before it's waved off because of a timeout. Hits another shot to tie it up for real.
Crowd is standing up. It goes now to Bird. Bird goes up top.
And then in double overtime, down 1, he does this.
It's going to go to Bird. He's got a shot. Get it.
Wow. Okay.
It's all over.
For 3 years, from 1986 to 1988, the three-point contest knew no other champion but Larry Bird.
That's crazy to think about. Just
Still got to drop one
Larry
here
Bird.
quickly. 14.
Threes?
This is the tie
He
for
was
the
from
money.
the 70s. NBA in the 70s shooting threes like this, bro. And why didn't he shoot threes more? Was it because of his position? Like, I know in this era, like, they played a little bit more strict ball to their position, like center and point guard kind of thing. Like, if Larry Bird was shooting like that, bro, the coach is kind of dumb for not letting him go out and shoot threes more often if he was really limiting him like that.
1987 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 5. Tied at 2 games apiece against the Bad Boy Pistons, this enormous game would put the winner 1 game away from the NBA Finals. The Pistons are up 1 with seconds remaining. The ball goes out of bounds off the Celtics. Isaiah Thomas just needs to inbound the ball to win the game.
Oh, and Larry Bird stole it. No way. I can't believe it. I can't believe that.
There are
just
truly
snatched it,
too
came out
many
of
big
nowhere.
games and big moments for me to go through without this ending up as a documentary. But that all leads me to this, what I really want to talk about. 1987 NBA Finals, Game 4 against the Lakers.
that
LA is
energy.
up 2-1, and the Celtics need to win to tie the series and stay alive. Bird hits a 3 with 12 seconds left to go up by 2.
They left him open. Oh my gosh, Larry Bird for 3.
Green
Bang!
comes down and gets fouled with 8 seconds left. He makes the first,
Abdul Kareem.
but misses the second. LA ends up with the ball with 7 seconds left, down 1 point.
In the low post, being guarded by Dennis Johnson.
Byron Scott is in the ball.
Byron Scott. Nah, Magic Johnson got it.
Magic
Keep
hits
him on
this,
clams.
the baby skyhook.
Ooh, baby skyhook with 2 seconds left.
2
bro.
seconds left. Down 1.
Dennis Johnson on the inbound.
Oh my gosh, Larry Bird, cash, fade! No way.
What do you think happens?
He missed.
I bet it wasn't that. When I paused the tape and the ball was hanging in the air, you thought it was going in. Bird
caught
thought
it
it was
missing.
going in. Magic thought it was going in. I've seen this game before, and I still think
What?
it's going to go in. But it didn't.
Wait.
Bird thought when I paused.
Bird fires it.
What do you think happens? I bet it wasn't that. When I
No
paused the
way.
tape and the ball was hanging in the air, you thought it was going in. Bird thought it was going in. Magic thought it was going in. I've seen this game before, and I still think it's going to go in. But it didn't. Pat Riley said it himself. We got lucky. And that, a
We
missed
got
shot in the
lucky?
NBA Finals, is why he's the clutchest.
Because he missed one and they're like, nah, it should have gone in. I've never heard that type of talk about no NBA player ever.
Because after he makes the big plays, has the big games, hits the big shots, time and time again, you expect him to hit every shot, to win every game. And in those fleeting
That's,
moments
I
when
guess,
he
what
doesn't,
happens.
when he looks like a mere human, When he looks like everyone else who tries to do what he does, you just can't believe it. That's what Larry Bird did. He made the big plays so often you thought he was gonna make them every time. He helped turn basketball into a global phenomenon, paving the way for every Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron James who comes through our lives. He played basketball in its purest form and captained a team that is consistently ranked among the greatest of all time.
That's facts,
He has
bro.
the
Without
second
Larry
highest
Bird,
win percentage in the history of the NBA.
Celtics wouldn't be who they are
behind Magic
today.
by less than 1/2 of 1%.
Is
About
that crazy to say? Without Larry Bird, the Celtics wouldn't be who they are today, bro.
games.
Straight up.
He was the complete package, a player with no holes in his game whatsoever. They called him Basketball Jesus. He didn't get that name without doing something extraordinary. He saved basketball, and he did it by playing it better than anyone else.
Wow, bro.
Here's
And
Magic
how hard did
at
he
Bird's
work?
retirement in 1993.
Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird.
That's humbling.
To the greatest basketball player ever, but more important, a friend forever.
Oh my goodness, bro. Wow, bro. I cannot believe it. Larry Bird is good like that. Chat, do any of y'all truthfully have Larry Bird over Michael Jordan? I've seen Michael Jordan, miss his shot here and there, you feel me? Larry Bird don't. Not even in a clutch. Like, he don't stress it. I know he trash talk. He gonna be like, I'm gonna do it there and do it on your head. And then tell your mom afterwards that I did it. Larry Bird's a disrespectful type of NBA player. You know what I'm saying, man? If y'all like this video today, hit that like button down below so I know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all watch all the way to the end, man. But comment down below your thoughts on today's video. Larry Bird, who y'all don't got over Larry Bird, you know what I'm saying? And other NBA players like this from the previous era, you feel me, that I'm trying to learn about to get into. But amen, say man, hit that subscribe button and the bell so y'all don't miss any of the vids. And have a good day. Yeah.